Chris Burkhardt here, author and blogger of Outside Insights and Opposite the Crowd. I recently wrote an article titled, "Are You Contributing or Coasting in Your Career?" And I'm basically outlining what's really, I guess you could say, it's a way of thinking about accounting. But Chris, come on, how can accounting be interesting? Well, it's really the premise that as we approach our work, our jobs, we are either an asset to our team and our company, or we're a liability. An asset is something that creates value or increases a value, and a liability is an obligation. So the idea of being an asset in business is an interesting one. And I think it speaks to the trends in, people becoming entrepreneurs. When you're an entrepreneur, you understand this. In order to survive as an entrepreneur, you have to create more value for the hour or the day or the week, or your business isn't going to make it. And until you can afford employees, where you have to do the same thing with them and say, listen, for us to make it, you've got to be an asset. You've got to create more value than this. And that's hard because, when we think about jobs, we want our job descriptions to be, perfect. I want to know exactly what's expected of me. I don't want to maybe color outside the lines or do things that, that's not in my job description. When in reality, that is, unfortunately, for business today, liability behavior. So to be an asset, you've got to be a problem solver. You've got to be able to see things and fix them, not just point them out and say, hey, boss, these are broken. You got to lean into the work. You got to engage deeply. And you know the difference, when you're coasting and when you're in that flow state where you're really going at it. I think there's an opportunity to raise your hand, to volunteer. I know you have huddles and you got staff meetings and you've got town halls and all that stuff. Reality is there are problems to be solved for people that want to do them. There are projects that need to be done for those that are willing to go for it. It's how you get new skills. It's how you gain confidence and self-esteem. It's how you move forward and get opportunities. In fact, I've interviewed several leaders who tell me that by volunteering and saying yes, it's kind of how they got ahead. One in particular, during the pandemic, said yes a lot when other people couldn't say yes. So saying yes is a great way to build yourself up as an asset. But this is about your mindset. We are responsible for managing our own careers, which means our skills and our mindset and how our personal culture shows up at work is really important. And this concept of being an asset, well, the link of the whole article will be below. I hope I've kind of, as I would say, maybe wet your whistle a bit to want to explore it. But try to avoid being a liability. And that's hard, right? Because some jobs we are made to feel like, hey, I know you have ideas, Chris, but would you just sit there and do your job? Like, we don't want to hear all that. Just do your job. I know that's how we feel sometimes. But if you're only doing the bare minimum and expecting a promotion, or if you're failing to actively participate or go build relationships with new people or across the team, or not taking on responsibilities, or you're just clocking in and out, that's not an asset. And I can tell you, as an entrepreneur, as a leader of business, as someone who interacts with small, medium, and large businesses that are looking for staff, culturally speaking, we all need people who will be an asset, embrace change, take risks, take on new opportunities, try things. Quite frankly, the more you do it, the more you like it, the more it becomes you, and the more you get ahead. So it's a way to help you shift your mindset. I do hope you'll read the article. Drop your comments below directly or private message me if you prefer. But until next time, friends, see you later.